Hey guys, welcome back to another Java tutorial. I believe this is our 32nd now. And in this tutorial, we're going to be going ahead and just amping up our learning a few little things that will be useful for you if you are creating a real applicate, like if, of course in this tutorial I have to don't know what I'm saying anymore. We're going to learn a few techniques and hopefully have a fully working program by the end of this tutorial. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and cut this, and what we're going to do is we're going to say new tutorial, and what that's going to do is it's going to call a constructor. So new tutorial, and so by doing this, we no longer need this to be static, allowing us a lot more flexibility in what we're doing. And private J button, and I'm actually going to be changing this up a bit, so we can go ahead and get rid of that now. And what we're going to be doing here is I'm going to create a few buttons here, and so first one will be red, and they're just going to be after names, so green, blue, and yellow, typical colors. And I'm going to go ahead and red, whoops, okay, blue, or that's gonna really bug my OCD, green, and yellow. And do that for the last one. Okay, and I called this one before that one, just a little OCD problem, but okay. So how we're going to do this is we're actually going to be doing two things. We're actually going to be invoking a new thing called jPanel, and what this is as I said, it's like a content pane, but we're able to do a lot more things with it than a typical panel. So I'm going to call this display, and that's going to be it. Under here, I'm going to call display equal to new jPanel. Alright. And I'm going to create a new jPanel called buttons for new jPanel. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and add each individual button. So let's go ahead and do that. Buttons.add red, and just go ahead and copy their names in. Perfect. Okay, and then after that we need to add the panel. But yeah, so we're at display. We can actually get rid of this label because it won't be used anywhere in this tutorial example. And so the display will be added to the north, but the buttons will be added to the south. So it's going to be on the bottom of our window. Okay, now, okay, so that was a lot of, that may seem really sophisticated, but basically just like we added buttons to our frame, we are adding them to our panels, and then from there we are adding our panels. And And so how that's going, we created an instance of each color, and then we set each button, we added each button to the list of buttons. And the last thing we need to do is we need to give each one an own listener. So add action listener and say this, because this is a constructor and it's not in a static form, we can use this, which is so useful and so glorious. So go ahead and do that for all of these, and I forgot blue. No, I forgot green. Okay, that was a bit confusing. Maybe I should space these out a bit. Separate the buttons, separate that. Perfect. RGB yellow, RGB yellow. Okay, RGB yellow. Okay, and we add them. Okay, so now what we got to do is, now you might be saying, okay, what's the point of this? Well, what we're actually going to do is, if I take this out and show you what we got right now, we got perfect panel, and all of these are lined up in the bottom because these are two separate panels. Pretty cool, huh? But right now they won't do something. So let's go ahead and set the background to a color. Let's say red, because, and now to do this we go ahead and call the color class and say red. Okay. And oops, I forgot to say display dot set background. And I seem to have a problem. Oh, that's why. It imported the wrong color automatically because it did it for me because I'm really lazy. But what we need to do is awt.color. Alright, and that should fix that error. There we go. And now if we go ahead and run it, we have these beautiful buttons, but no matter what we press, they all turn out red, and display is still stuck up there because I forgot to remove this part. Okay. Should be better now, I hope. Yes, there we go. Okay, so because it's not north, it will expand itself to whatever remaining room there is. But now you notice that all the buttons turn it red. Even if I don't press red, it still turns it red. So, how are we doing for time? Okay, we're pretty good. So, I'm going to try and wrap this up, but to detect which one we're using, we go ahead and use if event.get source, and this will return whatever we used. And to test it real well, we can use red, and we can test whether the source was red. Now we could go ahead and if you were really if you didn't want to, there is a way to get whatever the text is of whatever the source was, but I just prefer not to because it involves casting and it can become really messy in bigger projects. So I prefer global variables. So let's go ahead and do this, and this will be green, this will be, you guessed it, green. And just go ahead and do that for all of them. So what this is doing is it'll detect which one it is, and as we have it right now, if it isn't any of them, it's been modded and we don't want to do anything. So red, green, blue, and yellow, and we have a perfectly I don't know, looks pretty cool how it instantly I guess you could add a gradient effect if you were really codey with want to. I don't know, test your skills. But thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, go ahead and give it a like. If I may have missed something or didn't explain something too well, go ahead and give me a shout in the comment section below. Or maybe if you're just having trouble. That's it. And as always, see you in the next tutorial.